you know, really you think Ryan should win, and Ryan should win, really. He should. It's true Mexican blood, fights with heart, fights with pride, fights for his country and fights for something more than clicks and views. It's hard to pick who's going to win.
What are the keys for Ryan to be victorious that night against Devin?
Be himself and understand that this fight means more than a fight that he fought with Tank Davis. Prove and believe, and also understand that, you know, you only get too many cracks. You don't get too many cracks or bite at the apple.
Hey, who do you think is gonna win in the fight? Ryan Garcia or Mario Barrios?
I think Ryan Garcia, bro. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
And I think this is his chance, you know? I hope he's working hard because
He is, bro.
Yeah,
he is.
okay. Because this is his chance to be a world champion.
He's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active.
It's a good matchup for Ryan. I think Ryan has the skills, the power, the speed to actually go and become champion. But there's a few things that I see that might not be in his favor. And look, Barrios is dedicated. I know him. He's actually a good friend, a good person. And they chose him because they think Ryan has everything it takes to become champion. To become the world champion, because they're already planning on huge fights with Devin Haney.
With just days left until Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios meet on February 21, the tension keeps climbing. Both fighters are in the final stage of camp, sharpening every detail. Across the sport, pros and analysts are weighing in with last-minute takes, trying to read what's coming before the bell rings.
Ryan is a real safety-first type fighter. Well, not all the time, but Ryan is real cautious. And Barrios, you know, he has a lot of holes in his defense. So I really don't know, man. I really don't know. I feel like both of they fundamental. Ryan is more of the physical gifted one.
Max Kellerman breaks down Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios with a clear warning. Talent alone won't win this fight. He says Garcia will need discipline, a structured camp, and consistent training to overcome Barrios and his championship-level steadiness.
Boxing is not a comfort business.
But do you think it's more of his opponent, where maybe I could get away with training with my dad, compared to if I'm fighting a top dude?
It'd be a big mistake to underestimate him. Right, and it's like everyone thought he was gonna win that fight, and Rolly just outboxed him. Rolly outboxed him and looked good doing it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy. I wish that Ryan, because he's so talented, I wish he would stick to a coach and really just follow the instructions.
Ryan gonna win this fight. He gonna win this fight. He gonna win this fight.
I don't know.
He got to.
Max Kellerman and Robert Garcia acknowledge Ryan Garcia's talent, but warn that instability in his training could stunt him, especially against Mario Barrios' steady preparation. With both camps trading warnings, the anticipation keeps rising as fight night closes in.
The ring, high stakes. Roberts, what's your thought on that matchup?
Look, it's a good matchup for Ryan. I think Ryan has the skills, the power, the speed to actually go and become champion. But there's a few things that I see that might not be in his favor. And look, Barrios is dedicated. I know him. He's actually a good friend, a good person. And they chose him because they think Ryan has everything it takes to become champion. To become the world champion, because they're already planning on huge fights with Devin Haney and whatever out there for Ryan.
Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios both say they're coming for the win, and they plan to give everything they have on fight night.
I mean, same thing as everybody says, you know, left hand, make sure that's up, you gotta protect it, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what I would imagine he's saying. And got to take that away. It's probably, you know, other little things like that. You know, they drill a lot of just keeping the hands up all day long. So it's like here, 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 here. But, you know, this freestyle type of boxing, you know, with technique is going to overwhelm this man.
It was a great experience. He's definitely one of a kind. I took a lot from that fight, just being there with somebody with his timing, his skill, his speed. Yeah, just, you know, gonna use that, you know, in every way, you know, to grow as a fighter.
Your opponent on the 21st, Garcia, haven't actually won a fight officially since 2023. You know, he's been through a lot of controversies, the scandal with Haney, and then the loss against Rolly Romero. What do you make of all that?
I don't make much of, you know, all the like noise around Garcia. I just know, you know, I have a live opponent in front of me. I have somebody, you know, who's trying to take my title, and I'm looking just to go out there and defend.
So you're looking to put on a big performance. Stylistically, what you're going to come with?
Stylistically, you know, I think this is going to be a very exciting fight. You know, Garcia, he's explosive, he's dangerous, and but I think on a boxing level, there's no like competing with us.
Greg Hackett questions Ryan Garcia's readiness for Mario Barrios, citing concerns about focus and preparation. He calls it a true 50-50 fight and says Garcia will need more than his signature left hook to get the win.
We need the new breed to start getting the big stages as well with some good competition. But yeah.
I mean, I think Ryan and Barrios is actually a good fight, because when have we seen Ryan in the ring with somebody his height? You know what I'm saying? So I think we're looking at a real boxing match. Could he overwhelm Barrios? Yeah, but where is he mentally? Ryan Garcia has been spending time with YouTubers and streamers and shit like that. He ain't really been training. So what type of Ryan are we getting? I mean, are we gonna get the front runner Ryan, who go in there and try his best for 2-3 rounds and then bullshit for the rest of the fight? Or is we gonna get a focused Ryan that's really trying to go in there and do damage? Barrios, at the same time, he questions himself at times, and I think that's his biggest downfall. He get in that ring, sometimes he questions his own abilities. So therefore, that could either make for a great fight or it could be a bullshit fight.
Greg Hackett raises concerns about Ryan Garcia's focus and commitment heading into Mario Barrios. He says Garcia has natural talent and that signature left hook, but beating a disciplined, prepared opponent takes more than raw ability. Hackett warns that any lapse in training, discipline, or strategy could tighten the margins fast, turning this into the kind of true 50-50 fight where one mistake decides the night.
Who you favor in the fight?
I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think the height plays a major part. I think the jab of Barrios plays a major part if he apply that jab. But Ryan got to show more than the left hook. At the same time, Ryan can punch. Barrios, if he turned on, then he looked good.
Mario Barrios says he's locked in on exploiting Ryan Garcia's weaknesses, targeting every vulnerability he's identified. He plans to defend his belt with intent, leaving no openings and no easy moments for Garcia to take.
And, you know, just, you know, show why, you know, I'm, you know, the biggest threat in the welterweight division.
We got dropped last time out with that double left hook. That's something you're going to look to take advantage of. See any weaknesses there?
I'm looking forward to, you know, taking advantage of every weakness, you know, that we see in his in his style.
He's up and down, Ryan. It's like he's in the ring some fights and he's not. Is that something you've spotted? Do you think he's distracted? Do you think his sort of social media presence is more to him being a fighter?
I don't really know what it is. If it's like social media, if it's just, you know, his personal life. I'm not thinking about that though. You know, I'm thinking, you know, just that I'm going to be facing, you know, a focused Garcia.
Ryan Garcia says he isn't fazed by changes in his team. He remains fully focused on Mario Barrios, continuing to sharpen his skills and prepare for fight night.
He's working with a trainer you're familiar with, then.
Oh yeah, in my eyes, you know. But hey, because I know I've already said some stuff that guy's already told him. But again, like he said, boxing is one-on-one. At the end of the day, he's a free thinker. I'm a free thinker.
Ryan said, Joe's not going to stop this fight. It's going to be a physical fight, a bloody fight. You're smiling when you're hearing that. Is that the kind of fight you want?
Not necessarily that it's the fight I want, but it's never a fight that I shy away from. Gone out of my shield before. Like I said, you know, every time I step in there, you know, I give it, you know, whatever I have that day. And if that's the way like this fight goes, if it ends in a bloody battle, then, you know, it does, you know, and I've never shied away from that.
I respect that. I honestly do. I do see that in him. He definitely gives everything he got in that ring, and it's dope to see.
Mario Barrios describes Ryan Garcia as fast, powerful, and confident, giving him respect as a real threat. He points to Ryan's recent roller coaster, going from a flat loss to Rally Romero to a big win over Devin Haney, while noting outside distractions, including drug test controversy, that may have affected his focus. Even with all that, Mario Barrios says he wishes Garcia well as they head toward fight night.
When you look at Ryan as an opponent, obviously I'll put respect on the speed, the power, the confidence, and all that, but it's been a weird stretch for him in the ring, to be fair. The lifeless loss to Rolly Romero, the spectacular victory over Devin Haney, but obviously the drug test, everything that went on around that mentally, and certainly at the end of the day, we wish Ryan well. How do you sort of gauge where he's at as a fighter entering this fight?
It's hard to say really, where exactly, he's at, but I just had to prepare as if, I have a focused Ryan in front of me, as they're saying. And yeah, just, everything else kind of just is just background noise, but to look at Ryan's, at his best performances,
Mario Barrios admits it's hard to gauge which version of Ryan Garcia will show up, so he's preparing for the best version. No excuses, no assumptions. Barrios says the media narratives, controversies, and distractions don't matter to him. He's focused on strategy, skill, and execution. Whether Garcia arrives at his peak or below it, Barrios insists he'll be ready to meet the challenge and rise in the ring.
One of a kind, he's a character to be around. But no, the move to go be with Joe was gonna happen, whether this fight with Ryan was made or not. I was definitely, just after the pocket fight looking at what steps I wanted to make, moving forward, to just, continue to just grow as a fighter, to just continue to just, work on, I guess, yeah, just to work on myself and, get back to some of the things that has, that got me this far in the first place. Earlier in my career, I was definitely, a lot more aggressive. I had a much higher punch output, and so my team sat down and were like, why not change the scenery, why not go try it out with a coach who has been there with countless of times with countless of fighters.
Big boxing update coming soon. Subscribe and turn on notifications.